Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Pregame Show presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. It's going to be another Friday, 1:20 at Wrigley Field. Luke Stuckmeyer, Cody Del Mendo getting you ready for Cubs and Brewers. Top Gun Day at Wrigley. And you were out there at the ballpark, Cody, before the game, kind of getting, as we call it, the vibes.
The vibes.
Around Wrigley Field.
Always about the vibes.
Cubs return home, and if you were watching the podcast yesterday or checking it out later in the day in podcast form, not just on YouTube, everybody knows UK Rachel was here. She came in from the UK. She's out there at Wrigley Field right now, seeing Wrigley for the first time. So one of our loyal followers, and you went out, we got some video coming maybe later to social media.
Yeah. So that's me, Rachel to the left, and then Mike, who's also from the UK, who also helps run the UK Cubs Twitter account and Instagram.
I followed that yesterday.
Nice. I did too. That Mike's a nice dude. We went to Do Right Donuts first.
Bingo, great start to the day.
Because, you know how we run the show. I'm still waiting for Do Right Donuts to be like, guys, do you want us to sponsor you or not? And
just based on how many I eat.
Right.
They should be interested.
Right. And then, so we did that, and then we walked down to Murphy's, had a couple old styles, sat out on the patio, took in the vibes.
This is how the UK Cubs.
Right. And then, we went over to Wrigleyville Sports, and I think Rachel is going to get a Nico Horner uni. Was it?
Yeah.
I think she's going to wait till after the game. Right? Yeah. But I think that's what she wants to get. I think I might have convinced her yesterday. But.
Right. Well, she was talking about yesterday which one she might go with. She was saying hat, and we're like, longevity-wise, that might not be the best financial situation.
Right.
And then we suggested Nico for longer play. Matthew Greger asking a very important question. He says, big question, did they have Malort? Do we know that answer yet?
Not yet. I don't think they.
We suggested it. Well, Ryan did.
Ryan suggested yesterday. I wasn't going to make him try Malort at 10:30 in the morning. Hopefully by the end of the afternoon. Our friend Ron Luce, who's been on this podcast,
we got to get him on again.
He's going to the game with them. So
nice.
I told him that, give her the full Wrigley Field experience.
Yeah. See if you can take Bleacher Jeff's spot.
Big news for those guys for your buddy Ron, right? Recently too.
What'd you say?
I said big news for Ron and those guys, right?
Yeah. My friends over at OnTap Sportsnet, they partnered up with Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for them. Yeah, good for those guys.
They start from the bottom. They're making their way.
Also, I got word from Do Right Donuts that they will not sponsor us until Luke can say the name of the chocolate donut.
Valrhona. I don't know how to say it.
Valrhona.
That's what I've been saying.
We're gonna they want you to maybe spell it on the show sometime. So we'll see if you can, For somebody who likes it so much, he's never said it right.
Valrhona.
Oh, you swap the R and the H next time. Hopefully they're not watching right now.
I think. Do you have a air raid siren or some kind of siren noise? This needs to be alerted. Like a wah, 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 wah. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This is officially Michael Collada's nicest chat ever. Michael is starting his weekend with some positivity. We want to look at this.
Look at us.
A beautiful day for baseball! ! Hope Rachel has a great time.
Good for him,
Michael.
Man.
Good for you.
Good for
positive spin going into the weekend.
I will
remember
the positivity.
This.
I will remember this.
We need to save a screenshot of that. Some of Michael.
I saw Michael was on the Bears chat yesterday. So, you know what, Michael? Thanks for supporting CHGO. Keep commenting whatever you want.
Happened? He probably started drinking AG1, and it just turned around the positivity.
Yeah.
Turned that frown upside down.
There you go.
Jump on board.
I had some AG1 this morning.
So, you did have some AG1 this morning? I had some Do-Right.
I too had some Do-Right.
You brought me a Do-Right.
I like it. I guess they kind of counteracted considering
That's right.
Yeah,
it helps. It's like the counterbalance of it. It's the yin-yang of the world,
Right.
So today is also, very importantly, Top Gun Day at Wrigley Field. And, it's because the Air and Water Show is going to start tomorrow. Hopefully the weather permits. And so are you guys ready for this? We're going to time this out. Referred to as Maverick the rest of the day, and only Maverick. I don't want to be called Steve. I don't want to be called Stucky. I don't want to be called Luke. I will only respond and talk back to Maverick.
All right, Maverick.
Thank you, Goose.
I'm glad that we can call you Maverick. That way I can keep saying that, like, Stucky is still learning about the vibes, because what you just did was vibes.
That's right.
But that's your like Maverick. You being Maverick, that's your other personality, right?
Mike Dub's saying Grandpa Maverick. That's not that. Maverick's never Grandpa Maverick. He's Maverick. I've got the need for speed. Top Gun weekend. We've been buzzed by the Air and Water Show practice here pretty hard. I know they'll get it at Wrigley Field, so that's kind of the connection they're trying to have. Well, I'm sure there's a little financial agreement with Top Gun there too for the payback. I haven't seen the second movie, so please do not ruin it in the chat.
Yeah,
I've only seen the original, probably.
Am I going to get murdered if I
times.
say that I haven't seen any of them?
You've never seen Top Gun?
None of them.
You've never seen the whole riding the motorcycles, playing volleyball on the beach?
And I've never watched any of them.
Goose. I don't want to say anything about Goose. Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Like all the things related to like
Ice.
don't.
You want to be Ice or you want to be Goose?
Goose sounds like a cool name.
Goose is a cool name. I actually have a buddy in Texas who everybody only calls him Goose because he looks 100% like that guy that plays Goose, who's also the guy that was in that TV show before Grey's Anatomy. What was the medical show that was on? Oh, I can't think of it. It's so long ago. It was
ER.
ER, yeah. Goose was on ER. That was his big break, really. So anyways, by the way, it's real dark in here with shades on. Real dark. So
Get it together, Maverick.
My thought, sorry, Goose. My thinking was not only is this the Top Gun game, right, at Wrigley Field, there is nobody more Maverick other than me on the Cubs than Keegan Thompson. He is Maverick. He's got the swag. He's got the fastball, right? Like he isn't afraid. He's not backing down. He doesn't care how many MIGs are out there. He's going for it. Okay.
Yep.
And
guy
so
you go to war for.
And what it takes us back to the last time, the beginning of the season, playing the Brewers. Yeah. And that's where he was nicknamed the Mayor, but maybe it should have been Maverick.
Maybe.
Because he had that
Joey,
swag.
I put the GIF in Slack if you want to.
Oh yeah, Cody loves to throw that out.
Unfortunately, we cannot share the screen during pregame shows.
Oh,
we can't show it, but it's that GIF of Keegan Thompson as he's coming off the mound after being thrown out of the game.
Yes.
For the purposeful plunk, right?
Yes.
And he's just kind of like, whatever.
Yes. That is the day that he became my Chicago mayor, because after Wilson Contreras got plunked so many freaking times, Keegan Thompson was like, enough. And you know what? Since then, have the Cubs and Brewers had any issues with guys being hit by pitches?
Nope. I don't remember that Wilson Contreras, has he been hit since that happened?
I think he has, but like...
By the Brewers, though? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. But
There it is on YouTube now.
He has that up on the screen. It's not up on YouTube, though.
Oh, it's not up on the YouTube.
No. Working on it.
He's working on it.
He's going to bring it up. Everyone, if anyone follows me or CHGO Cubs, you've probably seen this GIF before. It is peak Keegan Thompson of this season, even though it was the beginning of April.
Does he have a little bubble gum in? He blows a little bubble, kind of whatever.
And he's just like...
He blows a bubble on the way
He's like, I regret nothing.
Yeah.
I am going to the showers. And it honestly, it set the tone for his season, Luke.
Yeah.
It set the tone. He was in the bullpen at the time, but it set the tone. And, sometimes I feel like I have to defend him a little bit more on social media because, maybe over the last few outings, it hasn't been as consistent. The last outing was obviously not great. The one before it, he went 6, but there was a lot of hard contact, so there was still some people complaining. Like, he hasn't been.
Okay.
Justin Steele probably has passed him up of the two of like who's had the better year.
Well, see, Justin Steele could also be Maverick, so that's the difficult thing.
He does have that vibe.
He might just have to be Ice.
Right.
He might have to be Ice.
But today is big bounce back day for Keegan Thompson.
Yes.
In terms of his growth and just keeping for me at least, to keep that confidence in him as a guy who should be in this rotation next year. But it's gonna be tough. The wind's blowing out, and the Brewers they suck on offense, but when they do actually hit the ball, it usually goes out of the park. So
I'm feeling the vibe of beautiful sunny day, Friday 1:20, and the Blue Angels are going to buzz over that field with Keegan Thompson on the mound, chewing on that bubble gum and shoving it down the Brewers' throats. That's what I'm looking for today. A little. By the way, I did see Michael is back at it now. He said Ricketts his bottom gun.
He's back at it.
All right.
He didn't take
so we haven't totally converted him over. He hasn't been completely rehabbed, but he's on his way. We did have some positivity.
Gosh.
Matthew Gregory says, Keegan is my mayor. He's keeping the Bears in Chicago. Nobody's doing that.
No one's doing that.
They're going to Arlington Heights like all great people and places go to the Arlington Heights.
As the Arlington Heights resident says.
Mayor of Arlington Heights.
Like Dub says, big bounce back, like 5+ strikeouts big. I see what you're doing there, Mike. I see what you're doing there.
Is that a gamble? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Huh.
He might be placing a wager. I like that
I'm
idea.
okay with that. I'm all right with that. The lineup is out, by the way. Nick Madrigal at the top. Wilson Contreras catching the mayor. Wisdom, Suzuki, Franmil Reyes at DH batting 5th. Hap Velasquez in center. Higgins over at first and Morel at shortstop.
Off day for Horner.
Off day for Nico Horner, so nobody allowed to pick him for who you got.
Yeah.
But there's another guy like Nico Horner also looks the Maverick part.
Yeah.
Because he's got the Tom Cruise looks, but just blonde hair, right? Like, if Nico puts on some aviators, he could be very much Maverick Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
We got a couple guys that could play that, we could have made a movie. The Cubs should have done a spoof. Maybe they have on Twitter, but they should have done something with their guys and done some sort of. They should have taken them to North Avenue Beach and done some volleyball scene or something. The Blue Angels flying overhead.
Oh gosh.
So what do you think of that lineup? Is that okay for you? Like a lineup similar to that? We kind of look at it each time. We're like, oh, are you okay with if it was like this the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, let's all rejoice that Rafael Ortega is not in this lineup. Nothing against him, but I'd rather see Velasquez and Morel and, Reyes and Madrigal in there. Madrigal's struggled the last couple games, still liking the confidence at the top of the lineup from Rossi to, see what he can do. He's going up against a lefty today, Aaron Ashby, so hopefully he gets back on the right track. Like I said, the last couple games he's gone over. So I'm just happy that we're seeing some signs of him playing better.
Are you okay with like what Matthew's saying in the chat that he'd like to just see him? He'd be okay with him batting leadoff the rest of the season just to see what you have.
Yeah.
I mean, who else really needs? We've seen Morel do it, so I know Morel could bat leadoff, but I wouldn't mind Madrigal being there every day.
Well, Morel's also been struggling a little.
Yeah.
It's. He's been striking out a lot more lately. Like, the league has adjusted again. Now he needs to adjust again, right?
And also playing more games. Like Keegan Thompson, he's playing more games than he's ever played in his life.
Right. So I'm okay with Madrigal at the top there. Wisdom third. It's weird how Wisdom just moves all over this lineup. Like, a few days ago, he was batting like 8th, I'm pretty sure. And then the next day he was batting third. Third again today, while Ian Happ is batting 6th. I honestly don't get it, considering Ian Happ is mashing left-handed pitching this year as a right-handed hitter. So I don't understand why he's not more up the top, but whatever. Suzuki, Reyes, Reyes been mashing, continued. Hopefully another good day for him today, so I can talk myself into believing. And then Higgins. I like seeing Higgins in there, even if it is at first base. A lot of people want to see more Higgins. Higgins has been hitting. It's just tough. He's 29, and like if he's going to be your platoon first baseman / catcher next year, fine. Like I don't know if he's going to hit like this. Like, people want to see more at bats, but I think honestly, his role is really good. Is like he could be really good in a very limited role. I don't think he's a guy that should be playing every day, in my opinion. So,
I mean, he's not going to be an everyday player on the next great Cubs team.
No.
Maybe he's on the roster. Year. Maybe he's a piece.
Yeah, I'm talking about next year in terms of
agreed.
Can that team be good enough to make a wild card or win division? I don't know if Higgins is a guy that is going to be on that leads you to something. But he has been hitting, though. And so if he's going to continue to hit, then you got to play him, in my opinion.
He's not 32.
Right.
He's not.
And I know last year's injury took a year away from him. So, like, no one really came into this year thinking that he would be anything special. But, I mean, last I checked, he had like a 140 weighted runs created plus, and that's well above league average. Like, he's been hitting. He had a homer the other day off Corey Abbott in Washington. Like, and he's just been hitting all year. He's had some big hits and big moments as well. I know a lot of people are like out on Gomes, but I think Gomes is in there mainly for defense and calling games more so than he is offense. But even he's been kind of hitting of late. So, I don't know. I still want Contreras on next year's team, but all things considered, depending on what the Cubs do in free agency, like, I could probably get past it if they extended like a Horner.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Like, show that you want to have some homegrown talent here.
Or if Aaron Judge and Correa were on the team last
right, or Bogarts
like,
or something. I mean, again,
if they spend big money on a couple guys, then you're like, okay, well.
Yeah. I want Contreras here. It's just like.
Agreed.
It's going to be, especially with all these young guys coming up next year, it's going to be hard to figure out where they're going to use him. And I just know that he can't be an everyday catcher the older he gets. Now, I like his role as a DH. Like, he's shown that he's been okay doing that. But again, if Higgins is gonna hit and Gomes is as good defensively as he has been, like, you're okay there. Plus, you got Amaya, who's probably going to debut next year too. Like, there's just a lot of guys. So it's just tough. But again, like, my heart wants Contreras here. I think his leadership really means something.
Right.
So,
I mean, I think Wilson could help himself today. And I say this jokingly. He should pull a Sammy Sosa. When they do the flyover at Wrigley for Top Gun Day, he should run through the outfield, go from catcher, and just run the whole stadium with the American flag whipping behind him.
Hell yeah.
I'd like be a GIF if nothing else.
Right? At least we'd have that forever.
I wonder if they're going to play that theme song as the Cubs run out. Back in the day, it was always Jump, Van Halen when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now, for today, should it be the Top Gun theme song as they run out? Yeah, Top Gun Day. That's when the first step onto the field, when Keegan takes that first step onto the grass out of the dugout, that's what it should be. Top Gun song.
Yeah.
That's
I think so. That'd be real vibey. That would get the crowd up, ready to go.
I mean, Rachel's going to have the goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
When they break out the Top Gun
song. I told her to get
song.
some sunscreen, too. So I did your part.
You did?
I did. I told her to get some sunscreen, like I said.
In bleachers, she better. That's. What about bets for today? What do you got?
All right.
What are you throwing a few dollars down on?
If you follow me on TikTok, at Cody_CHGO. I got 390 followers. I'm trying to get to 400, so help me out if you don't follow me on TikTok. Shout out to Shane. I saw him in the comments earlier. He just followed me on TikTok. But anyway, I put up a TikTok. It's like 5 seconds long of my Cubs same game hit parlay today. And we're going Franmil Reyes, Wilson Contreras, and then I put Luis Urias in there because I think he could do something off Thompson today. Plus, he just hits well at Wrigley every time he's here.
You're hedging is what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're
but it is
hedging.
a parlay. And I just feel like with the way the offense has played the last couple days, I feel like putting a Brewers player in there is smart. Also, Nico is not playing, so that's why it was kind of harder today. So I'm going with the guys who are hot. Contreras hit 2 home runs yesterday. Franmil's been hot for the last week and a half. And Luis Urias, he hits well every time he plays the Cubs. So, comes out to plus 212 on PointsBet if you use the boost. So, PointsBet Sportsbook, Luke, is counting down the days until the football season with a new offer every day until the season kicks off. From now until September 8th, PointsBet Power Hour will unlock a new daily offer from 12 to 1. It started literally an hour ago. So you go log on if you already have it. Check out what's available today. So 12 to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sign up for PointsBet now using code CHGO to also get risk-free bets up to $2,000. Don't miss out on your chance to get daily access to free bets, boosted odds, and so much more now through September 8th. But that's not it. If you make a 51 or more First-time deposit, you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. Download the PointsBet app today. Use code CHGO to take advantage of this limited time offer. Don't just bet, live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Chris Blair says, what about the Cubs going after Arenado if he opts out? I'd take him. I would too.
He ain't going to opt out, but...
No, but
he's going to make he's supposed to make like 30-some million next year.
I wouldn't opt out if I was him. Charlie says, I don't see a world where Aaron Judge would leave the Yankees to come to the Cubs. I'll tell you what that world is. Cash. Lots and lots of cash. That's how you get somebody to leave the Yankees to come to the National League and the Cubs in a rebuilding team. Lots and lots of biblical proportions of biblical portions. Biblical amounts of money. I'm losing my mind. I can't see with the sun. Everything's fogging up on me. I got the hat on, the sunglasses. My vibes
warm in here.
It's hot in here. My vibes are hot. You know. Should we get to we call it who you got, and our friend at Obvious Shirts, Joe, put out today.
Joe Johnson, shout out to you, Mo.
A Top Cub logo.
Top Cub,
for today, and I love that. So for today, we're going to go with Obvious Joe and call it Top Cub / who you got.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So I am going with, no, this is wrong. I'm going with Wilson Contreras.
Joey messed it up.
Joey's got him flipped here. It's all right. He got caught up in the Top Gun music.
Yeah.
You know, what? The music started going. He started getting the goosebumps, and he was like, he knew the show was happening.
He tried.
Then we asked him to find the Keegan Thompson.
Okay, so I'm going with Franmil Reyes. It's in my hit parlay for a reason. So and he's been hitting. And I had the third choice. And the fact that Reyes was still there with the way he's been hitting, I'll take it. So.
And again, I should have pointed this out to Joey before the show, but I will only respond to being called Maverick today. So the graphic says
Luke
does not say Maverick. It should say Maverick.
I don't even think it says anybody's name. There's no
Maverick
names on
yeah,
it.
it doesn't.
Oh
have
yeah,
names
you're
on it.
okay. Never mind then.
So we just have to add
well,
Maverick.
you're gonna have to add the Aviators.
We'll have to. Okay.
Add the Aviators
For post game, we will.
for post game.
Brian's taking Seiya, and then Joey obviously is taking
I'm
Hayward.
going Contreras because I can't take Keegan Thompson. I'm not allowed to.
He can't. No. Every time you take a pitcher, he sucks.
Right. The Cubs have told me, as well as Cody, everybody's vibed in and said, nope, not allowed to do it. So I'm not allowed to take a pitcher or Keegan Thompson. However, I am going Wilson Contreras. A couple of bombs yesterday, right? I think it carries over. I think he'd love to have one more great bat flip moment against the Brewers.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
He'd like to have one
like
more
that.
moment at Wrigley against the Brewers that will go down in history as a great.
And going up against a lefty. We all took right-handed hitters today.
Yeah.
And, you know, Contreras coming off a two-homer day.
That's right.
I like it.
And if he runs out with that American flag,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. And you know he's going to be they're going to be wearing the City Connects, right? He's going to.
Right.
And then to go with the catching gear, he's going to look like a vibe. Be lots of vibes.
The Cubs, instead of the old flip down shades or the Oakleys, everybody wears Oakleys mostly now. They should all come out with Aviators on for this game.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be kind of
and
fun.
then you know how like the kids come out to get a sign ball or whatever?
Yeah.
Then they give the Aviators to the kids.
Sign the Aviators
Yeah.
to the kids.
There you go.
Sign Wilson Contreras, Top Cub on the other lens.
Top Cub.
Top Cub. What do we got? Any good comments here?
Andrew says, my bear holding the bat shirt just came in. Such a great logo. Glad they used it at the Field of Dreams game. That is a great hat. I love the hat. I don't have it. My girlfriend has a dad hat of it, though. You know what I mean when I say dad hat?
I do now because you guys tell me I wear dad hats.
Well, I mean, it's like the brand is 47. Everyone knows what I'm talking about in the chat, at least.
Yeah, 47 hat.
The 47 hat, and it's like it definitely folds a little bit more than the one.
It's more folded. It's sometimes got a little weathered look to it.
Yeah, and then like the strap isn't like snapback.
It's certainly not as flat brimmed as yours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't think that is a dad hat, Stuckey.
Everyone calls them dad hats, though.
No, the one he's wearing right now, though.
Yeah.
It's not a dad hat. This is a cool hat.
I agree.
I agree.
Sorry. I don't think it's
This is a
dad
Maverick hat.
Sorry, I was going to say,
Right here.
I called you Stuckey back.
This is the kind Maverick would wear. I saw Charlie Ruby was saying, the Mets have a lot more money. He'd still be in New York. I'm not saying Aaron Judge is coming to the Cubs. I'm just saying if they did end up with Aaron Judge, you wouldn't think about Wilson Contreras as much.
Right. They would, like,
if the money went to Aaron Judge somehow and they got him,
Judge
you wouldn't be like, oh.
Judge is
okay.
really strongly linked to the two NL West teams because he's like a Bay Area guy.
Because they spend money out
Right,
the
but I'm
wazoo,
saying
too.
I think he's a hometown guy, and I think there seems to be a big belief that he'll strongly consider the Giants and the Dodgers. And I mean, like, I'm like, how the hell do the Dodgers even have this money? Michael Collada, let us know what the
I
Rangers
tell you
should be
what,
doing.
like, this happened a little bit while I was gone, the Tatis thing, but I don't remember who I was saying it to over on the couch when we watched the games. But I said at the beginning of the season, and it was all over me, I'm like, if I were the Cubs, I would call up the Padres and be like, hey, you want to get Tatis off your hands? And everybody's like, why would they get rid of Tatis? Because he's a dope.
Yeah.
He's a dingbat. He's a 23-year-old dingbat that hasn't figured it out yet that he could be the face of baseball and that he's got to act like a professional at some point in his life. That said, I am wearing aviators on the podcast today. But you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just one motorcycle accident. He's talked about how he's crashed it multiple times.
Yeah.
That is a guy they gave a massive contract to. And they could very easily regret that very, very badly. I'm not saying it won't go right. I'm just saying his track record is not what you want to see from a guy that you're giving like $500 million to.
Yeah. Listen, I tweeted out, like, when that news dropped that he tested positive for steroids, I tweeted out, I was like, the Cubs should trade for Tatis in the offseason.
Yes.
Because his value will be lower than it ever will be, unless he actually sucks. But he's young, and, yeah, he's made some mistakes. But, like, if the Padres don't want to deal with that anymore, they really – and that's a big contract, and he's going to miss the first 42 games of next season. This is the perfect time.
It is an
to
opportunity
trade for someone like that.
It is an opportunity.
And the Cubs, they may not have a Chris Bryant type prospect, but they have prospects. They got a lot of depth. They could easily move something. And I don't think they would have to give up a PCA or a Brennan Davis for him because, again, like, his value is so low. You probably have to give up a top 10 prospect, but I don't
You're
think you'd
also
have to give
taking
up
that
one of
money
those
off
three.
their hands.
Yes, exactly.
Freeing it up. Like, the guy's
Right.
not available to you. So I'm just saying, like, before the trade deadline, when Jed wasn't able to trade Contreras and all these
And
guys
they're
weren't
going to have to
available.
eventually pay Soto.
And they – right, exactly.
Right. So, like, that's my thinking is, like, if they want to just –
Well, they should be happy to have Soto now instead of
Right.
You can lose Tatis.
Yeah. And if you want to replenish the farm and pay Soto instead, listen.
I'd give you a Killian. I'd give you a Killian and Brennan or PCA.
I wouldn't put a PCA in there. I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't.
They're not doing
I
it
would
unless
trade
those guys-
PCA. I would.
They're not doing
I
it.
would trade Alcantara just because I think he's going to take a little bit longer.
Triantos.
Yeah, or a Trion. Like some of these Myrtle Beach guys, I would for a Tatis. And if you can, like, it's easier said than done. But like, listen, the guy has he has to have learned from his mistakes.
That's the danger. If he hasn't learned. Ooh.
But if he plays and he plays well, that guy would be beloved on the North Side.
Right.
Also, he's a former White Sox prospect.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh
nice.
boy.
That'd be
I'm just
interesting.
saying, like, he would be fun if he could stay on the field. I'm just saying. And I don't think the Cubs would need to give up a ton for him.
No, and the
because
Sox
of
are
the
a team that
contract.
needs to shake up their roster too. They're another team that ought to call and be like, "Hey, we'll take him back. You can have Eloy and
Cease?
hey,
No, they wouldn't trade
Giolito.
Cease. Giolito,
You can
yeah.
have Giolito. He's broken.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for our
That was fun to talk about.
Cubs.
Maybe we talk about that
Yeah,
more
we'll do that more
postgame.
on another post-game show. Thanks for checking out the Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. We will be back here after the game for the full hour. Ryan Herrera hopefully will join us from Wrigley Field. Maybe even Rachel will jump in and comment about FaceTime. Let us know how it all went. It is Top Gun Day at Wrigley Field. I am Maverick. He is Goose. We'll see you after the game.